Hello there, I'm TPG and welcome to Daniel's Horror Pop Podcast. Alright, today I'm talking about Killer Nerd. Made by Troma, the people that made the Toxic Avenger. And let me tell you, I really like these low budget movies. They're a lot of fun. It just seems like, I know that they're silly, but even on a budget of $12,000, which I looked up, and I'm pretty sure the sequel, which I'm going to cover after this in my next podcast, is probably a little bit higher, but it seems like they put in all their effort. And let me tell you guys, they have a YouTube channel, Troma does, that I will cover endlessly because I really like Killer Nerd. Killer Nerd's about Harold, poor guy. He works at this job and he's bullied. He's in love with his coworker, and she didn't want to be his friend because she was in love with the Chad. It's like Christian meets Incel meets Chad, because the guy that works there is a Chad. He's heavily bullying poor Harold, and he asks her on a date and she gives him some bullish excuse like, I gotta be out of town, my mom needs me, something, when actually she's getting freaky with Chatter McChatterson. I know that's not the character's name, but he's such a Chad, such a jerk, that I'm just gonna call him Chad. And his mom babies him and belittles him and treats him like garbage, and he just feels alone and isolated from society. And he meets these two bullies too, that they are always at his bus stop that pick on him. They call him a sissy, because I'm not going to say one of the words they used to call him because it's a homosexual slur that's not proper to be used on YouTube, but they call him some derogatory words about him being a wuss and him being lame, and it's just not nice. So after he gets turned down, he decides to get drunk. So Harold meets these two girls at this bar where he's dancing. I mean, he is grooving, he's having fun, he's letting loose, and maybe he could bang these two girls, who knows? So he follows them to get some weed. So he gets high for the first time, and they take him to like this, it's like a dump or something. It's like this cool hangout for where these punk kids hang out. There's the bullies in the bus stop, and these girls know him because she wants to get more weed. So they find him, and they end up beating the crap out of poor Harold, calling him a nerd, and that's his trigger. When you call him a nerd, it's kind of like Silent Night, Deadly Night, where the Killer in Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 1 and 2 say punish. So he's like nerd. So he first, after him going completely insane after getting his ass kicked, kind of like when Elliot Rodger got drunk. It's like they took the story of Christian and Elliot Rodger and fused it something, because Elliot Rodger got drunk. It was called a bunch of names. He got drunk when he was trying to hit on girls, because he was a incel. He was a virgin at 21, never even kissed a girl. And then he went on a killing spree like Harold does. Harold, he first goes and kills Chad and the girl he asked out by pretending to be a cat. He's like, meow, meow, and Chad Chatterson comes out and he freaking kills him, cuts his head off, and tells her to give him head, and then he kills her. And then he does something that I know Christian Weston Chandler's done. I've seen it. He dresses up as a baby, full on nookie. And I know Chris Chan did not dress up as a baby, but the trolls made him wear a diaper because he told the trolls that he not only shot himself, that he would ejaculate too when he got nervous. So he kills his mom with the knife, dresses up as a baby, go goo goo gaga, nerd, 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 nerd. And now he goes after the 4 people that tricked him to get his ass beat. And he knows where they are. They're at that same spot hanging out, getting drunk, and these guys are trying to get laid, and they're just like, you're too lame to bang us. And they might have been lesbians with each other, who knows? But he comes in and kills the 2 girls pretty easily, traps them. It's kind of like a mace thing. It's kind of like a chase thing. And he's just like, nerd, 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 nerd. Kills the 2 girls. You really see the low budget when he kills the two bullies because he blows their heads off, and you can see how fake their heads are when he blows them up, and it's obvious. And when I talk about the sequel, it's obvious the sequel, obviously this movie made some money. As a sequel, you know, not much higher, maybe instead of 12,000, maybe 30,000, maybe 50,000, maybe even 100,000, I'm not completely sure. But it definitely has a significant larger budget. So it looks a little better. But with Killer Nerd, I like this Harold guy. He's an interesting character. I mean, I've been bullied before. I mean, I've never wanted to hurt anybody because of it, but it's like if Christian fused with Elliot Rodger. So Elliot Rodger did kill a bunch of people. Maybe I'll do a podcast about Elliot Rodger and what he did. I can't defend him but yeah, her Harold. And then there's a sequel called Bride of Killer Nerd. I'll talk about that next time. So in the comments, tell me what you think about me covering trauma films. I'll cover more. I mean, there is a lot of ones that are interesting, and there's probably endless because Lloyd Kaufman's still around, so he's still gonna make them. Because I actually met Lloyd Kaufman. Me and my buddy Mike. We when I met him in 2015, we went to a horror convention. I met Heather Langenkamp. I met not Chad Michael Murray. I just watched Supernatural. The guy from The Dead Zone and Breakfast Club and other Molly Ringwald movies. I met him, big guy. Then I met Lloyd Kaufman, nice guy. Took pictures with us, filmed us, didn't ask for anything. He was a lot of fun. So if you guys are interested in trauma, because I know eventually I'm going to watch all the Toxic Avengers and cover them. I'm just going to keep covering low budget movies. They're endless and they're fun. So let me know what you guys think. Have a good one.